Layoff is the temporary suspension or permanent termination of employment of an employee or a group of employees for business reasons, such as when certain positions are no longer necessary or when a business slowdown occurs. In the UK, permanent termination due to elimination of a position is usually called redundancy. Laid-off workers or displaced workers refers to workers who have lost or left their jobs because their employer has closed or moved, there was insufficient work for them to do, or their position or shift was abolished. Originally the term layoff referred exclusively to a temporary interruption in work, as when factory work cyclically falls off. In late 20th and early 21st century North America, layoff usually means the permanent elimination of a position, requiring the addition of temporary to specify the original meaning. Many synonyms such as downsizing exist, most of which are euphemisms or doublespeak and more abstract descriptions of the process, most of which can also be used for more inclusive processes than that of reducing the number of employees. Downsizing is defined as the conscious use of permanent personnel reductions in an attempt to improve efficiency and/or effectiveness. Since the 1980s, downsizing has become increasingly common. Indeed, recent research on downsizing in the US, UK, and Japan suggests that downsizing is being regarded by management as one of the preferred routes to turning around declining organizations, cutting costs, and improving organizational performance, most often as a cost-cutting measure. Terminology: euphemisms are often used to soften the blow in the process of firing and being fired. The term layoff originally meant a temporary interruption in work. The term became a euphemism for permanent termination of employment and now usually means that, requiring the addition of temporary to refer to the original meaning. Many other euphemisms have been coined for permanent layoff, including downsizing, excess reduction, right-sizing, delayering, smart-sizing, redeployment, workforce reduction, workforce optimization, simplification, force shaping, recussion, and reduction in force. Mass layoff is defined by the United States Department of Labor as 50 or more workers laid off from the same company around the same time. Attrition implies that positions will be eliminated as workers quit or retire. Early retirement means workers may quit now yet still remain eligible for their retirement benefits later. While redundancy is a specific legal term in UK labour law. When an employer is faced with work of a particular type ceasing or diminishing at a particular location, it may be perceived as obfuscation. Firings imply misconduct or failure while layoffs imply economic forces beyond the employer's and employees' control, especially in the face of a recession such as the one that began in the late 2000s. Common abbreviations for reduction in force: RIF, a generic reduction in force, of undetermined method. Often pronounced like the word riff rather than spelled out. Sometimes used as a verb, as in the employees were pretty heavily riffed. ERIF, a Euro layoff notice by email. IRIF, involuntary reduction in force, the employee, did not voluntarily choose to leave the company. This usually implies that the method of reduction involved either layoffs, firings, or both, but would not usually imply resignations or retirements. If the employee is fired rather than laid off, the term with cause may be appended to indicate that the separation was due to this employee's performance and/or behavior, rather than being financially motivated. VRIF, voluntary reduction in force, the employee, did play a role in choosing to leave the company, most likely through resignation or retirement. In some instances, a company may exert pressure on an employee to make this choice, perhaps by implying that a layoff or termination would otherwise be imminent, or by offering an attractive severance or early retirement package. WFR, workforce reduction. Unemployment compensation. The method of separation may have an effect on a former employee's ability to collect whatever form of unemployment compensation might be available in their jurisdiction. In many U.S. states, workers who are laid off can file an unemployment claim and receive compensation. Depending on local or state laws, workers who leave voluntarily are generally ineligible to collect unemployment benefits, as are those who are fired for gross misconduct. Also, layoffs due to a firm's moving production overseas may entitle one to increased retraining benefits. Some companies in the United States utilize supplemental unemployment benefits. Since they were first introduced by organized labor and the Department of Labor in the early 1950s, and first issued in a revenue ruling by the IRS in 1956, sub-pay plans have enabled employers to supplement the receipt of state unemployment insurance benefits for employees that experience an involuntary layoff. By establishing severance payments as sub-pay benefits, the payments are not considered wages for FICA, FUTA, and SUI tax purposes, and employee FICA tax. To qualify for sub-pay benefits, the participant must be eligible for state unemployment insurance benefits and the separation benefit must be paid on a periodic basis. Certain countries distinguish between leaving the company of one's own free will, in which case the person is not entitled to unemployment benefits, but may receive a one-time payment, and leaving a company as part of a reduction in labor force size, in which case the person is entitled to them. OIF reduces the number of positions, rather than laying off specific people, and is usually accompanied by internal redeployment. A person might leave even if their job is not reduced, even though the employer has strong objections. In this situation, it's more beneficial for the state to facilitate the departure of the more professionally active people, since they are less likely to remain jobless. Often they find new jobs while still being paid by their old companies, costing nothing to the Social Security system in the end. There have also been increasing concerns about the organizational effectiveness of the post-downsized anorexic organization unregistered trademark. The benefits, which organizations claim to be seeking from downsizing, center on savings in labor costs, speedier decision-making, better communication, reduced product development time, enhanced involvement of employees and greater responsiveness to customers. However, some writers draw attention to the unregistered trademark pursuit of downsizing to the point of self-starvation marked by excessive cost-cutting, organ failure and an extreme pathological fear of becoming inefficient. Hence trimming unregistered trademark and tightening belts unregistered trademark are the order of the day. See also, involuntary termination of employment, Bureau of Labor Statistics, compromise agreement, displaced workers, furlough, office space, offshoring, outsourcing, restructuring, retraining, severance package, termination of employment, trade adjustment assistance, unemployment, voluntary redundancy, WARN Act, work sharing. References, layoff noun, definition in British English Dictionary and Thesaurus, Cambridge Dictionary Online. Dictionary.cambridge.org. Retrieved March 13, 2012. Redundancy, Your Rights www.gov.uk. Labor force characteristics. Labor force statistics from the Current Population Survey. Bureau of Labor Statistics. October 18, 2010. Retrieved October 20, 2010. Glossary. Bureau of Labor Statistics. Retrieved October 20, 2010. Budrose 1999, pages 70, Baumol, W.J., Blinder, A.S. and Wolf, E.N. Downsizing in America, Reality, Causes and Consequences. New York, Russell Sage Foundation. See also the American Management Association Annual Surveys since 1990. Sadov A.L. 1999. Chorley 2002. Mason 2002. Rogers 2002, Mroczkowski, T. and Hanorka, M. Effective downsizing strategies in Japan and America, is there a convergence of employment practices? Unregistered trademark, Academy of Management Review, Volume 22, Number 1, pages 226 56. Armakian and Robinson 2001, Malloy, K. and Wilkinson, A. Downsizing and Innovation Output, A Review of Literature and Research Propositions, BAM Paper 2004, British Academy of Management. Employers' Redundancy Procedure, Redundancy Policy, Redundancy Compliance. Citation.co.uk. Retrieved August 1, 2013. Sub-pay plan legal precedent. subpay.com. Retrieved March 13, 2012. 1. Archived June 10, 2011 at the Wayback Machine. Further reading, Carlson, Tobias. The Dynamics of Downsizing, the Swedish Tobacco Monopoly in the 1920s. Enterprise and Society, Volume 14, Number 4, pages 829 to 853. Krolikowski, Paul. Job Ladders and Earnings of Displaced Workers, Center for Economic and Policy Research. Workers who suffer job displacement experience surprisingly large and persistent earnings losses. However, standard labor market models fail to explain such a phenomenon. This column explains the persistence of worker unregistered trademark earnings losses by arguing that displaced workers face higher separation probabilities in new jobs, and take substantial time to find their ideal job. The framework also matches empirical findings on the shares of average earnings losses following displacement that are due to reduced employment and lower wages. Weinstein, Bruce, Downsizing 101, Businessweek magazine, September 12, 2008. Cameron K.S. 1, 994, Strategies for Successful Organizational Downsizing. Human Resource Management, 33, 477-500. Cassio, F.W. Strategies for Responsible Restructuring. Unregistered Trademark, Academy of Management Executive, Volume 16, pages 80-91. Redman T. and Wilkinson A. Downsizing, in T. Redman and A. Wilkinson, eds., Contemporary Human Resource Management, London, F. T. Prentice Hall, pages 356-381, Sadov, K. A. Servivorsa Unregistered Trademark Reactions to Downsizing, The Importance Human Resource Management Journal, Volume 13, Number 4, pages 56-74. Tyler M. and Wilkinson A. The Tyranny of Corporate Slenderness, Understanding Organizations Anorexically, Work, Employment and Society, 21, 537-549. Wilkinson, A. Downsizing, Right-Sizing and Dumpsizing, Quality, Human Resources and Sustainability, Total Quality Management 1508. External links, Labor Force Characteristics, Bureau of Labor Statistics, Case No. 2001 ERA 19A case before the U.S. Department of Labor, wherein the terms RIF, IRIF, and VRIF are commonly used. Appendix D. Glossary of terms. A glossary in a U.S. Department of Energy document that includes brief definitions of RIF, IRIF, and VRIF. Summary of reduction in force under OPM's regulations, United States Office of Personnel Management, UK Redundancy Legal Rights. UK specific information on the legal rights of those being made redundant. Airline Industry Layoffs, by Patrick Smith, Job Losses Tracker, Layoff News and Tracker. Layoffs News and Tracker. Rising After Redundancy, RTA Permel Island TV series, Redundancy Advice.